when you think about lighting a room, you usually think about fixtures.
Right, like the hardware.
Yeah, exactly. You think about floor lamps or recessed overheads, maybe a heavy chandelier or a dimmer switch if the venue is, feeling particularly high-end.
The things physically wired into the walls. Or
Mhm.
like hanging statically from the ceiling.
Exactly, the permanent installations. Because you don't usually consider the actual people standing in the room as part of the lighting grid.
No, definitely not.
But imagine walking into a space, and instead of just passively absorbing whatever light is shining down on them, the people in that room are actively grabbing it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they're grabbing it, bending it, and throwing it back out into the environment. And that is the exact visual trick driving a massive shift in wedding fashion right now.
It really is.
So today we are pulling from a comprehensive trend and styling guide by Weddizer. And they're a platform dedicated to modern wedding inspiration. We're using their guide to explore the exploding popularity of dramatic, pleated metallic gowns for wedding attendants.
It's a huge trend.
It is, and I want to set the stakes right up front for you listening. Even if you are not currently planning a wedding or you have zero intention of ever wearing a bridesmaid dress in your lifetime, you really need to stick around.
Definitely, because it goes way beyond weddings.
Exactly. This deep dive is really a masterclass in event design, texture, and visual psychology. We're looking at how a single clothing choice can literally alter the lighting, the mood, and the entire architectural feel of a room.
It's fascinating.
Okay, let's unpack this. Because reading through this Weddizer guide, I was just so struck by how it treats a dress trend as a literal science of light and movement.
Yeah, and to appreciate the science of what is happening now, you have to look at the baseline we are moving away from.
Right.
For the better part of the last half century, the gold standard for wedding attendants has been flat, matte fabric.
Like chiffon and stuff.
Exactly. We were talking about chiffon, traditional matte satin, or sheer georgette. And those fabrics are undeniably classic, but they are fundamentally passive.
Passive, I like that word for it.
Yeah, they just sort of sit there. If a venue is dimly lit, those dresses look dark. If a venue has harsh overhead lighting, those dresses just absorb it and look, well, flat.
Right, they don't do anything with the light.
Exactly. So this shift toward pleated metallic gowns is a deliberate, highly calculated pivot away from that passive tradition. It's an intentional move to bridge high fashion with event architecture.
Turning the people wearing the dresses into active participants in the visual design of the room.
You nailed it. That's exactly what it is.
Well, let's get into the literal mechanics of the fabric, because that is where this whole concept lives or dies.
For sure.
The guide points out two distinct elements that must be combined for this to work. You've got the pleats and the metallic finish.
Yeah.
It is the combination of those two that unlocks the effect, right?
Right, because taking just one of those elements on its own is incredibly risky.
Oh, totally.
If you select a flat metallic fabric, say a smooth, shiny metallic silk without any texture, it can be an absolute disaster.
Because it just acts like a mirror.
A highly unforgiving mirror. Yes, a flat, unbroken, reflective surface highlights every single flaw. It highlights every single pull in the fabric, every seam, every slight wrinkle.
Oh, that sounds like a nightmare for photos.
It is. And on top of that, a flat metallic catches the room's light in one large unbroken sheet. So if a camera flash hits it or a spotlight hits it, you get this harsh, blinding glare.
Yeah, I can picture that.
It completely overpowers the room and easily pulls focus from the central couple. I mean, it can end up looking a bit like luxury tinfoil.
Luxury tinfoil, wow. But then you introduce the pleats into that equation.
Exactly. The pleating is the mechanical solution to the flat metallic problem. By permanently pressing folds into the fabric, you are physically shattering that large, flat, reflective surface into hundreds of tiny, angled planes.
I was actually mapping this out in my head while going through our sources, and the best comparison I can make is to, kinetic architecture.
Oh, I love that. Like, what kind?
Think about those modern skyscrapers that have those shifting louvered facades to control sunlight.
Yes, exactly.
These dresses aren't static garments.
Mm-hmm.
Because of the pleats, they're designed to constantly change state depending on their position.
Right, they're always in motion.
Yeah, as the person breathes, as they shift their weight, as they walk, the pleats are expanding and contracting. The ambient light hits the outward crest of the pleat, making it shine, while the inward fold of the pleat falls into a microshadow.
So it creates a fluid, cascading ripple effect rather than a harsh, blinding glare.
Exactly. The kinetic architecture comparison is just perfect for this.
It really is spot on. The pleats add necessary texture and physical volume, but their primary function is to soften the aggressive nature of the metal.
Right.
Instead of a solid wall of bright gold, you get this liquid, shimmering movement that cascades down the body. And the Weddizer guide specifically notes that this structural combination creates a universally flattering silhouette.
Because the lines.
Yeah, the deep structure of the pleats naturally provides vertical lines that elongate the body. It draws the eye up and down, while the metallic finish provides a luxurious visual weight.
That makes so much sense. So since we've established that these dresses are essentially moving light catchers, the natural next step is to look at how they interact with their surrounding environments and the camera lens.
The photography element is huge.
It is. The guide spends a lot of time detailing why event photographers are absolutely thrilled about this trend.
What's fascinating here is that the dresses literally step in and do part of the photographer's heavy lifting.
Wait, really? How so?
Well, a photographer spends their entire day looking for ways to manipulate light. They're usually bringing in white bounce boards or reflectors to bounce ambient light back onto a subject's face to create dimension and eliminate harsh shadows.
Oh, I see where you're going with this.
Yeah, these metallic pleated dresses basically act as wearable bounce boards.
That is wild. I mean, think about the last formal event you attended and saw photos from afterward. The group shots against a solid background usually look a little flat, right?
Often very flat.
Yeah.
But if you take a bridal party outside for portraits during golden hour, that perfect time just before sunset, that warm, natural sunlight doesn't just hit these metallic dresses and stop.
It grabs the light.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The fabric grabs that light, amplifies it, and glows. It throws that warm light upward, softening the features of the people wearing them.
Wow.
It adds incredible three-dimensional depth to group shots. Instead of a flat wall of solid pastel color standing next to the couple, you have this richly textured, multi-dimensional landscape of light and shadow interacting with the setting sun.
That sounds beautiful.
It really is. And then, as the evening progresses and the artificial venue lights take over, the dresses adapt. They catch the flicker of candlelight or the sweeping beams on a dance floor.
Okay, I have to jump in and push back on this particular point.
Sure, go for it.
Because when I picture a group of people wearing highly reflective floor-length metallic gowns moving through artificial lighting, my mind immediately goes to a disco ball.
Oh, totally.
Right. Like if you are in a quiet, moody, minimalist art gallery venue, isn't a row of highly reflective metallic dresses going to be wildly distracting?
Oh, it can be.
It just sounds like it could easily cross the line from cinematic to, like, tacky 70s theme party.
That is a very real danger, and I've actually seen that disco ball disaster happen in real time.
Oh, no.
Yeah, where the bridal party walks into a subdued room and completely blinds half the guests. It throws the entire visual balance of the event out the window.
So how do you avoid that?
Well, that specific fear is exactly why the text places such heavy emphasis on venue matching. The entire philosophy here relies on selecting specific metallic finishes that complement the architectural backdrop, rather than competing with it.
Okay, so how does that prevent the disco ball effect in practice?
Think of it like acoustic tuning in a concert hall. You don't just take an instrument and play it at maximum volume, right?
But you tune it.
Exactly. You tune your performance to the physical shape and material of the room you are standing in. The dress is the instrument, and you have to tune the metal to the venue.
Oh, that makes sense.
Take your example of a modern minimalist city wedding. Imagine a venue with stark, clean lines, exposed concrete, heavy glass, and steel.
Okay, I'm picturing it.
If you drop a bright, warm, yellow gold dress into that space, it clashes violently, it creates visual friction.
It would look completely out of place.
Exactly. But the guide suggests using a cool silver metallic finish for that exact environment.
Oh,
The silver acts as an extension of the cool tones of the minimalist architecture. It mimics the glass and steel. It feels intentional, sleek, and architectural rather than loud and distracting.
so you're using color theory to blend the dress into the environmental aesthetic.
Right down to the undertones.
That's brilliant.
Conversely, imagine a classic luxury ballroom. You have heavy crystal chandeliers, warm marble floors, ornate gold molding on the ceiling.
Very opulent.
Very. And in that massive, opulent setting, a flat chiffon dress actually gets swallowed whole. The room wears the dress. rather than the other way around.
Because it's just too passive.
Exactly. But a champagne or warm gold metallic pleated gown, it rises to the occasion. It reflects the warm amber light of those chandeliers. It holds its own visual weight against the marble.
Okay, what about being outside? Like a beach?
Consider a destination beach wedding. The guide specifically highlights how bronze or copper gowns interact with the beachside sunset.
Oh, I bet the colors are amazing.
They are! The physical movement of the pleats mimics the rolling movement of the water.